Okay, we are now live. I saw the follow.
No.
Thank you very much, Mr. Follower, and welcome to episode 24 of Tales of TPK Into the Shadows, tying up loose ends. Now, we are in the city of Rudilla, and we left off with quite the harrowing scene, as in on a stretcher from into the same room that Eli was laying in and recovering, there was a woman that Eli remembered. And before we even get into the whole like who this woman is, we're gonna have a bit of a different echo this time. So we have an echo in the ether, in which we'll get to see from a different perspective. We follow a party of 5 horses rushing towards the metropolis of Bradilla. On them, we see 4 men sitting up, all worn from a long journey through jungle and savannah. They look upon their destination, sitting splendidly as a divider between the scorching desert and savannah. Their journey has taken them from Auber into the Commonwealth, through Asherai, the tributary republic, and now into the Holy Darien Dominion. One of them is currently suspended over one of the horses in a bundle of cloth, paralyzed completely except for eyes, pain coursing through his body from a potent curse. As they approach the gates, the guards are busy with other traders wishing to enter the city. However, with a quick toss of a coin pouch, they get the attention they need. Having presented their papers, they rush forward towards the Temple of Asalar. The throng slows their horses to a slow trot, and within it, a figure following the 5 men. Occupied with the safety of their friend, they don't see the figure following them. Once they reach the large pyramid, the stranger utters a quick few arcane words under his breath and vanishes from sight. The now invisible Starker follows the party into the temple, watching as they quickly get a hold of Ingrani, a powerful cleric of the Order of Asalar. As they rush him off towards the back in pharmacy, the invisible figure pulls out a stone with 3 runes inscribed in them. He sends a message across the continent. Located runaway, present at Rudilla Temple, Asalar, seemingly cursed, will live. Tell Lady Pommel will place symbol nearby. The invisible stalker then pulls out a small yellow stone whilst the priest starts yelling commands to those that he follows. With a simple flick of his wrist, he paints a small symbol on the door frame and then proceeds to leave. His job is done. In a large room lit by several chandeliers sits a regal woman upon a green cushioned chair. In front of her are many documents detailing complicated plans that have been in the works for many years, in addition to those required to govern an entire barony. A sudden knock on the oaken door snaps her out of the day she was in. "Enter," she says with a cool tone. As the door opens, a servant wearing fine-cut purple and green clothes enters, bows, and proceeds to relay a message. "Mr. Chirk wishes to inform you that he's found Eli. He's in the temple dedicated to Asalar and Radilla. He's apparently cursed, but he'll live. He placed a symbol for you to use should you wish to. That's all he relayed, my lady." The alabaster-skinned woman smiles and waves away the servants. A witty plan starts to be formed within her mind, one that will let her gain access to Eli and cause fear in the city.
Oh my god.
So what Eli sees, laying completely exhausted on the bed in this infirmary, is a long-haired, regal woman. She stands maybe 6'2", rather skinny. Her nails are, in our modern time, these long, almost wax nails that you have, that all women have painted. She always wears
Talons.
purple. Yeah. Purple nails. Her dress is a little bit torn, as if though she's been attacked, and as she's being pulled in, you hear them all say, "There's marks on her shoulder! 2 fangs! Looks like there's a vampire marks!" And at this, she snaps up, and in a flash, the 4 men carrying her in lay dead.
They all just drop dead.
Yeah, she does more or less one motion and cuts all 4 of them's throats. God damn it. She stands up, walks over, looks down on you with her beautifully green eyes. But they are filled with only hatred. Hello, Eli. It's been a while, hasn't it?
This is Lady Pommel.
This is Lady Pommel.
Oh my god.
Her full name would be
Do we
Lady
have to have?
Aurelia Rosa Pommel.
That one more time, please.
Lady Aurelia Rosa Pommel.
Really?
Sarah,
God
did you
damn it.
do a... Yeah, you did. Nice. Got my back.
Chat inspiration. Thank you.
Well, I was figuring that, yeah, you're gonna need it.
Not long enough.
I figured you'd be dead by this time. Running down into what? Ballora to tell of what we were doing? Didn't go as planned now, did it?
Hardly call what I had a plan. In hindsight.
No. Running usually isn't. Olivia misses you though, so much. Don't know why, but she does. Oh, and that woman that you talked to. She tasted well.
Which woman?
The one in Ballora. I can't recall her name. Wasn't so important, was it?
Amelia.
Sure.
Why are you here?
Isn't the reason to rekindle with an old friend enough? I can't even kid myself saying that. No, I'm here with a proposition. Right? Funny, isn't it?
Very, very well. You're fortunate I'm not quite as quick on my feet as usual, Aurelia.
That's fine. I'm gonna talk to both you and your friends. And she just bends down, takes you by your neck, and just lifts you up with one arm. Let's go. And she holds you straight out in your neck and just starts walking. And as you do, it's you think of course somebody's gonna see anything. And then you just step down, go through the staircases, and as she gets down, she's like, "Oh, just one moment," and she drops you in the stairs. And you
Am
are
I strong enough to hold my own weight
No.
at this point?
No,
Okay.
it's you try, but it's you just land and She goes up, and you hear a quick few whacks with what probably is your quarterstaff.
She's touching my staff?
She's touching your staff and hitting what sounds like meat and bone.
Okay.
And then goes back
Nobody
and
messes with staff.
takes you up again and starts walking out into this, like, even though it's like night, there's still a few clerics and such, but she's just walking straight through all of them. None of them are even looking at her, and like, this is weirdly enough not too uncomfortable as she's like holding you behind your ears. It's like, I mean, sure, it's not comfortable because you're not walking, but you would think it would hurt more, but it doesn't.
My frown is frowning.
So
I've been a caterpillar for a few days, so I can get used to it, I guess, at this point.
She starts walking out, and there's still like throngs of people, and it's at this point it's like 8 o'clock or so. So there's no sun, and like night comes quickly in countries like this. So everybody's like moving across like either the last part of the shops or they're moving to the taverns, and she's just walking through this throng of people, and everybody's like moving around her, but nobody sees you or anything, and she just proceeds to walk with you like this past the massive ass Colosseum up north towards the lake, and then towards the tavern where most of you will probably have, after the exhaustion, already fallen asleep, except for the person that can't.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So this like soundless walk suddenly erupts as you're sitting, Garrus, what are you doing? Late evening. It's been an exhausting few days. What is he doing?
Sitting and reading through my spell book, just flipping through.
Suddenly you hear like a whoosh, and the window, like you see standing in the windowsill or like on the balcony, you see Eli propped up, like pressed against the window, his face just like, and you just hear like, could you please open this so I won't hurt him? And you have never heard this lady's voice before.
Good evening, Garrus.
Hi, Eli.
Please open the door.
Aren't you what's... I open the door.
Yep. So it's not even, it's like the window. She just like crouches in, and then she like takes, like still holding Eli. You see like looking up behind us this alabaster skinned woman, and her like, she smiles, and you very clearly see 4 very large fangs in her mouth. Could you please get your friends without making too much of a commotion? That would be very nice of you.
I'll stay here, I guess.
Oh yes, you will.
Just knock on the neighboring walls.
Do I hear it?
Assuming that friends are still...
I would assume yes. Yes, you hear it.
I'm not a very long,
No.
or
Now, after this day, after having met Anita and everything, is Cohen sleeping in the bed?
He was very, very, very terrified. I would say he would start off not on the bed.
Yep.
So, no.
Yep.
But right next to it. So he's not hiding beneath it,
Sure.
at least.
I think for simplicity's sake, like, I think it's Cohen and Navin in one room, and then Garrus and Eli would have been in a room, but since Eli wasn't there. So you both kind of get awoken by just knock on your doors or on the wall.
Yeah, I look to Navin and just...
You see the 2 eyes peering out from underneath the bed.
Go up to open the door.
Yeah.
Navin, wait, we don't... all right.
So like Cohen saying that, like maybe there's something normal, maybe there's not. Like I'd probably like reach for the hammer just to have it like ready, and then open the door. Like,
do you still have the bow on you? That is pretty interesting. What?
I'm gonna get a bow on my head. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, now would keep it on unless like you probably ask like, is it okay to take it off at night? And you would probably say no, so he would keep it on.
Yep, good.
A nice, pretty pink bow.
Aww. That's good.
So I opened I opened the door slightly, like to see who's outside. Who is it?
There's nobody outside. There was a knock on the wall, not on the door.
Oh yeah, yeah. So
Okay, and we know that Garrus
I mean,
sleeps there.
Yes.
Or stays
There's
there.
only you on this floor.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, I open the door and then I walk gingerly over. I guess like sort of tired. Like,
Same here, but I'm
Yeah.
super scared.
yeah. I don't think Navin's that scared. He's more like groggy from being woken up. Like,
It's so beautiful, Tim.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Never been more
I can
attracted
have
to
it
you.
like this.
Yeah.
Oh. Can I? That's it. Oh, fuck. It's not going well. Oh, there we go.
We're doing the Bow Boys.
Bow boys!
Yeah, so I like knock gently on the door, like, what is it, Garrus?
The door just kind of swings open on its own. You see Garrus just laying on the floor, looking extremely tired.
And you see Eli suspended, like still midair, but feet like
Yeah.
toes on the ground, probably.
I mean, he's being held up like
you
this.
see like other way,
yeah.
so like this. So you see just a few very long fingers coming out and
Yeah.
nails very close to his jugular.
Eli?
Yeah, I slowly like bring the weapon up, but I don't move because I understand, like, yeah.
she like
You've managed
moves
to
him so you can see her. She like
Yeah.
put the weapon down.
So I don't put it away. I lower it a bit.
Yeah.
Like,
If you don't drop it, I will snap his neck.
yeah, I drop it.
Yeah.
I know I
We're
can
going
pick it
You
back up.
will.
Thank
We're going
It
to
probably
fight.
slams onto the ground pretty heavy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to fight me. There's no way. You're all exhausted, and even so, I'm holding your friend hostage. So of course you're not going to do anything.
You're
stupid.
holding
Gareth,
him hostage. Godless.
Cohen, Navin, this is Lady Pommel of Hugelsberg.
Nice to meet you, Lady Pommel of Hugelsberg.
Not even gonna.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything. Yeah, it's like, this is
Well, it's certainly a pleasure. Now, I am here with a few demands. She like rustles you a little bit in her arm as you make a noise. Your leg's just like.
Yeah.
Please, can you put him
No,
down?
I'm
Please.
not putting him down.
You've made your point. You can kill us whenever you wish. There's no reason
Yeah.
to put him.
It's actually quite comfortable. Just
She like, I guess, she like puts you down in like the chair next to you, and she does it like very gingerly. Like she's not rough, like tossing you or something. She just like gently puts you down in the chair. Now, you have my word that as long as you don't do anything harmful, I won't do anything either. However, do anything threateningly, casting a spell. She looks at Garrus. She looks at Cohen, and then at the fighter too. Or just...
I mean, I'm just standing there, like, and I'm sort of like tense. And if she
Yeah.
attacks anyone, I'm fucking on her.
Yeah, of course.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not moving from her position. Staying where I am.
Now, please close the door.
Yeah, I close the door.
Thank you. As have been already mentioned, my name is Pobble. First name Aurelia. I don't really care what you call me, she-devil, vampire, anything works at this point, because you see, one of my partners, business companions, I suppose, have made it very clear that what you're doing is interfering with his work, and he wishes you to stop. You are
We're doing a lot of things.
far
Lady
too
Pommel.
young to even know the implications of what is going on. Now, Briar, which you all know of, have told me that you and he are currently investigating the Shadowfell, and, well, it's interfering with his plans. And he kindly asks you to stop. Now, why should you stop? First of all, 3 days ago, he rode into Gettys. And he went to visit Garrus's parents. Now his parents have gone on a journey into a very dank and dark cellar, and they will stay there until he has completed what he wishes to do. Should you interfere, they will die. Should you ever set foot back in the kingdom of Altwick again, I will send the hordes of the night after you. And Briar will kill Garrus's parents. Have I made myself clear enough?
Yes.
Good. And of course, as a part of the proposition, we won't hunt you as long as you are outside the borders and you stop interfering with Briar's work concerning the Shadow
Um, what do you mean by the work of the of his?
I don't know. I am not very knowledgeable about what he is doing, nor does he tell me. He only told me to tell you to stop interfering with whatever he's doing with the Shadow Realm, and that you would all understand, especially, and he points to Garrus, and your ginger friend, wherever he is.
And if we don't have a choice in the matter, as in there are other people blackmailing us in that regard?
Well, then make a choice. Which blackmail is worse?
Yes. Suppose that's all there is to do.
There is. I suppose the other option would be I take Eli and we release your parents.
I have a question. Is it possible to get back to Sarnia without passing the King in Maltwick? Is that even feasible?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
You can also always teleport, like using the.
Yeah, I mean, if we had funds, we don't really have any money right now, so.
But
Yes, we
looking
do.
at the map,
Yeah,
like you can go around the edge to Miranda, and then south from there into.
Yeah,
into-
just
Right.
because obviously Navin doesn't want to agree to such a promise if he knows he's gonna have to break it. So yeah, just make sure. Sort of look to Garrus, see like what's like, because it's obviously more impactful for him. So just sort of like,
He looks-
I'm focused on Eli and just I'm not gonna accept that.
He looks broken at this point, I think.
Stop putting pressure on my friend.
I'm just laying out terms. I thought it's always good to have options, no?
Aside from the fact that you're responsible for the assassination of the prince,
Oh, don't be
you will
such a
be
fool.
held accountable for that.
Who is going to hold me accountable, Eli?
It sounds like you're just running errands for someone else now.
Oh, not really. I thought that the future queen of Altwick should do her own business.
What work is it Briar was doing again?
I don't know.
Discuss it
Oh,
later.
you don't know. You're just in the dark as much as the rest of us.
Eli,
Sure.
take
You're
it
a
from
pawn
a
in
man.
someone else's game.
Absolutely, Eli. And, I mean, I don't mind accepting that. It seems like your futile attempts to do what? Agonize me when you know very well that I could just hurt you. It seems like a poor choice of words, doesn't it?
I apologize, I overestimated you. But you're right. You have us in a crux. There's little we can do.
Good. So, are we on accord then?
Well, it would help to have some evidence that Brian has not just killed my parents outright. But I don't imagine he gave that to you.
She puts forth her both of her hands. Could I have just a source of water? The bigger the better.
Source of what?
Water in a bowl or a plate. Something clear.
Is there a vase nearby?
There probably is, but the vase is very small.
Is it like a hand washing station, like on this floor or like in the tavern?
I mean, you can run down and get something.
Yeah, I do that. I
Yep.
run straight out and just look
Yep.
for it and just the biggest
you
one,
see, like,
and
this,
then
this
just
bowl of
done.
soup that's like almost eaten. So you run up and
Yep.
there's like a few bits of potatoes in. She like
I don't
looks
care.
at it and like wait for you to fill it up with, like, remove that, fill it up with water.
Yeah.
She places both of her hands like around it, and you see from pointer finger to pointer finger like this, it starts extending a blue rope almost, and the same between both of her thumbs. And as they interlock, you see how the water of the surface shimmer, and you see very clearly a dark, dank cellar, and there are your parents.
Idiots. Do I see any other note, anything of note that could be used to, in the future? Yeah, I figured as much.
No, I don't think so. I mean, she probably sees what you're doing, and like, I mean, does it matter where they are, Garrus?
Probably not.
No? Do you want me to tell you where they are? So that you can go back into the kingdom and we can kill them?
I imagine if you did, then it would end very badly. I just wanted to know they were all right.
They are. I promise you that. Should you do what this is, I can actually extend my generosity and remove them from the dungeon and put them in a cell, a room instead, where it's less dank and less likely of you catching pneumonia.
They would appreciate that.
They probably
Please.
would, the pompous bastards.
What of my siblings? I imagine they're fine.
I did not receive word of your siblings. I can contact Briar, but I don't think that he's going to answer. And I suspect, should he say something bad, then, well...
You have made your point, We'll abide by your terms. Stay out of the Shadowfell and stay out of Altoiki.
Good.
What of my parents?
Oh, your parents. Well,
The Ferdinand family is whole.
not certain I really need to be obliged to tell you anything. I'm assuming that the question goes something like, ooh, are my parents truly that evil that they would turn me over to the pommels and the vampires? Or what is it that you're looking for? Of course they turned you over the moment that they suspected your allegiance not in the right place.
Is that of their own volition? Or is that your doing?
As you can see, my powers lay not in the domination of mind.
Why use real strength when you can manipulate?
Are they alive?
Of course they are. They are important servants to the pommels. As this one should have been. But he decided, what, you were too good for us? And see what that
Eli
has
just looks
gotten you.
away.
Friends killed, now banished from the Empire, and all you've done is help me get closer to the throne. Thank you. You played right into our hands. Oh, look, two can play that game. Well, I think I did a little bit better, she says, and kind of correct her nice dress a little bit. We all done?
You'd best get out of here. You wouldn't want yourself catching a ray of sunlight after all.
Oh no, sun. Ooh, spooky. I do need one last thing. She kind of like looks at Eli. A bit of blood. You're shaking on your head. It's not a question. To make sure that you stay out of the kingdom, I need to be able to scry you. And therefore, because of all of your nice amulets, I need a piece of blood. No,
I got my-
I don't want your filthy blood.
Really necessary. You've made it clear enough. You can find us without it.
No, I can't. Guess why I have had to wait this entire time? Your
How bad at your
amulets
job?
actually work, but normal matters, people being paid off, works as well, just a bit slower. So, blood, please.
Hand me my staff then.
Blood first.
I need the staff for the blood.
She looks to Cohen, who just held the knife.
Yeah, I walk reluctantly over to you and want to make sure that you're okay with this.
I brood. Yet hand you my wrist.
Oh, I just take
Just a nick in the
like a
hand.
little bit on his finger,
Yeah.
basically.
She walks over and she grabs your arm and holding it quite far away from her mouth, she just opens it and you see these massive fangs and this just long tongue just comes up and just licks your blood several times and then she puts it back in. It's can never get really enough of that. She turns and starts walking towards the
No, door.
yes, sorry, the window. And then she turns and she looks at you, Eli. Now, I know what you need with the staff. And you shouldn't bother. Because it's within kingdom territory. And she just drops it. And then she steps out. And as she like pushes herself off, she just transforms into hundreds of bats and just flies out in the night.
Yeah, I rush over to Eli and just ensuring that he's okay.
Then we just like release all the tension, like
Yeah.
My arm just like drops.
Yep.
I'm fine, but I'm sorry, Garrus. That my past is
Do not blame yourself. It's
caught
my
up
own
in my
actions.
business.
It is who I am. It is the nature of these things. God damn it, I wish we could do something without angering somebody's toes.
seems we are angering more and more evil forces every day.
How many dead, Eli?
Pardon?
Did she kill anyone on the way here?
She did. Most of the temple clerics, if I'm not mistaken.
Not the man that helped you yesterday, though. That cast the spell. He's still alive.
Do we need to run? Oh,
Honestly, I'm done running.
we have a lich to kill. Beyond that, also the issue of the nobles are here in the kingdom that need to be dealt with. The other hands we are.
We have
Extol, do you feel like talking at the moment?
No response.
Enough. Well, I can't think of anything in the Shadowfell that would be upsetting Briarwick other than the tablets, no?
I don't really know anything about it. Might be something else.
Lady Pommel did let one thing loose. She knows that I need this staff. From my family legend, there's a tomb in the ruins of Alastus. She has more power and knowledge of the world than I. She knows that I need it. If she believes in it, fuck. It means it's real.
That is something. What is significant about this tomb of yours?
For my family history, how the Ferdinands became how I got my Kage, my shadow abilities. My family helped the wizards in Shadowfell, wizards of Elastus, in their exploration of the realm through the darkness. There's that family legend that where the oldest of my ancestors are buried, there are magics and items of power that belong to my family rightfully. However handicapped we may be, sure but confirmed its reality.
If they know about it, why have they not taken it?
That I don't know.
Could be
Something's
more trouble
probably
than it's
stopping
worth.
them.
Yes.
It's within kingdom borders anyway.
Mm.
That is highly debatable. Like, so if we look on the map,
Yeah.
Alastus was here. I can bring you all here.
Yeah.
And kingdom borders officially end like a little bit east of Quisella. So
Okay.
it's no man's land there between the goblins, the Morianese, and the Altwiki. So
Okay.
yeah. However, Garrus, you can roll me a history, please.
Starts with an H, right?
Starts with an H. History. Eli, you can roll me 1, 2. Still need 2 people.
Historia.
Allow. Yeah, Historia. 13.
One better.
We want that
Together,
D6.
that's 25.
Add the D6 of
We polar
the
resources.
the chat inspiration that you got.
Yay!
Yep, doing it.
We need a 3.
Come on.
You can do it! Yay!
Yeah.
You remember your grandmother before she passed, telling you about the legends, and also a little bit maybe as of why there hasn't been anybody that has gone back. The reason being that there has several generations back, when people tried to go there, to make sure that nobody could find these powerful relics and such, there was an effort to kind of hide or rid the ruins. So the ruins were basically buried in an avalanche of rock, so that it's excruciatingly hard to even get there. And then if there's anything left, according to her grandfather had gone there, and upon the tomb there was just this piece of a mountain upon it.
It is rather flattering, I will say. The fact that she took her time all the way here in person to threaten us, and priorities given.
I take out my amulet of protection
Yep.
and just show it to the others, just to make sure that they don't suspect anything like that. I want to show that I'm a good boy. I've been carrying it around.
It's like a nod. I guess double check as well, that I actually have it on still.
Yep.
I haven't removed it.
It's okay, Cohen. We trust you. Lady Pommel can belittle me and our efforts all she likes, but she wouldn't have come all the way out here in person if we weren't doing something right.
Are you alright? I mean, not physically, because sorry, but
I'm not sure. It's
I just want to apologize. I didn't mean the stuff I said earlier. I'm sorry. I am.
Fine, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. We're good. It's just, you run for so long, and then the moment you realize that you're surrounded by people that you don't want to run away from, you realize that the running was futile in the first place.
I don't think it was. Or why would you say that?
You found us like that.
Yeah.
It has been like almost 8 months at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, 4 weeks. It's a new record. I'm going to have Christoph check on the fool.
Oh.
I doubt that he'll be able to convince him to do anything, but I also don't want anyone else having access to the shadow, though.
DM, can you remind me who Briar is, please?
Captain Briar is not someone that you have met or know about.
Okay.
You know that when you were with Christoph. No, you don't know that either. No.
So definitely think I've heard the name whilst we've been playing, but it's not
Yeah,
anything
no.
I know of.
So
No, cool, that's fine.
Same. Yeah.
I
Kind
mean, Cohen knows who Briar is.
of. Yeah. A bit more.
Does Sarah know?
I don't remember. I'm so sorry.
So maybe there is that questioning look that either Garrus or Navin can see, and you can tell.
Yeah.
Love left by Briar, so to speak. Worked out alright in the end, I would say. Me and Christoph were in a company together. Presumably, not sure why he was messing about with the rifts. Managed to find a way to open one without symbiosis.
Speaking about rifts, could you please all, except Eli, make me an intelligence check, please?
Can it be an Arcana check? I
Cannot.
really like Arcana checks.
I'm not that
Arcana
smart.
checks are really nice.
I'm not a smart boy.
I'm not smart.
So, Cohen and
How did
Garrus,
I rolled it. I rolled an 11. I thought I rolled a 3.
you realize when speaking about rifts, there has been one place that Briar was to that you closed the rift in.
Oh shit. Was it Belor?
No, it was in the Wailing Woods, where he had been
Oh,
a place, and then
shit.
you came in, opened up an old temple to Ilatasuna, and you closed the
Yeah.
rift.
Oh yeah.
That was the third.
We barely
fourth
closed
session.
it.
You barely closed it because Navin almost fucked up.
You're the almost fucked up crew.
Yeah, but that's like it kind of like maybe there's a connection there. Like that's the one thing that you can have really like.
Well, the one thing we have definitely stepped on is closing the rift in the temple in the woods. If he was responsible for those actions, I imagine he wouldn't be all too pleased. We were originally suspecting it was the work of that shadow creature, but...
I was surprised. Find, I mean, I'd always been running from the pommels in order to find the opportunity to take them down after assassinating Karl Blugard, but clearly involved in the rifts and in Shadowfell, and the pommels aren't even the biggest player at hand. That too, she let loose.
There's a large web cast across this world. We know only a few of the threads, but all eludes us.
seeing that. I'm learning that.
We need to plan ahead. Worrying about what will come will get us nowhere. There is Demos's errand. I would like to speak with the family to figure out why exactly he asks for this, but we have no choice in fulfilling our obligations.
Still have the pressing debt we owe here for saving you. Look to Eli.
Demos was very clear that there was no time limit.
Yeah.
I mean, the time limit is you guys dying. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Then
That's
we
it?
take...
Fighting among me, almost being killed.
Do we send Eli back to the temple?
Leave Eli.
I don't
Also,
know if that's a good. Sorry, I was gonna. I don't know if that's a good idea, considering that he is no longer there. The person they took in, and there are 4 dead bodies. They would probably not treat him nicely.
Yes, but
Yeah.
I would also rather not be hunted all across the city. Perhaps we could clean up after their efforts. No, it's an idiotic idea.
Look even more suspicious.
Aye. And we are nothing but strangers here. They would show us no mercy if they caught us.
But if we're nothing but strangers, we will not be able to move throughout the city, especially with our papers compromised like this.
Well, I mean, maybe we should go and I don't know, because he does have sending on us. Or scrying or whatever it's called.
that's only
What I
the-
could do, and it's rather risky, but the traces of Lysel still burn within me. I could raise one of the dead to speak on our behalf, but they might not take well to that.
How do your people usually respond to necromancy?
They normally stone the individual casting it or cut off their heads, but here
No.
they seem to raise soldiers on the faces.
Does
I need to step in there. So there's
enough.
there's 2 very like distinct ways of doing necromancy. You have the more white necromancy, which is used throughout Asherite and is very helpful, where they use necromancy to sometimes even raise like dead people to till the land and to harvest crops and such. So they literally have like zombies walking around and doing manual tasks because they don't have enough people to do it. And then you have, the more dark necromancy. And you can all roll me a little religion as to where you were in whose temple. Nice. Nobody even needs to roll more. So you were in the temple of Asalar, which is the god of light, whom absolutely despises anything to deal with the dead and the rising of dead and any creatures of the night, which is also probably why you were sent to deal with lycanthropes, because creatures of the night, they hate them. They should be smitten, killed, smite them, basically. Yeah.
But given that it was a temple to Asalar, they would likely not take kindly to it anyway.
The dead should rest.
Would Eli know of the customs and practices of the Dominion?
Decently so, yeah.
Yeah. So he'd say, "Thank you all again for risking yourself to save me."
This sounds like a self-sacrificing final death speech. I hope this isn't a self-sacrificing final death speech, because we all know how that ends.
It ends with everybody ignoring me and dudes trying to save me anyway. I just want to say thank you, and in light of this additional crux we must deal with, I hope I can make it up to you. But before I ask one of you to put me in a bed so I can rest, why are you both wearing bows?
You wouldn't have understood, yes. It's a custom here for strangers to wear a bow to denote their status as a guest.
Yeah, I have to fix one for you as well.
I look to Cohen with a knowing.
Yep.
with a knowing smirk.
Oh, I cannot hide it from him. Him is. It's very difficult for me. Like so I'm gonna like when there is enough shadow on my face, I'm just gonna like.
I'll might try and sort one in the morning then.
Yeah, no, we
Anita
have
hears that and just
Anita.
comes running up the stairs with
Yeah. we have well, the girl Anita who lives here. She
She's our
bestowed
DM.
It's not Christina though. Ah.
Could Eli please take a D12 of inspiration for amazing roleplay and just
Awesome.
amazing keeping yourself in character?
Thank you very much. Being ill really helps.
Yes, yes, it does.
Dedication, man. You went and got sick just for this. Oh,
They
man.
got sent out on purpose.
Come on and hit me, mummy lord. Whoa.
So we have two options as of now, at least that I can see. We can return to the temple and try to explain what has happened, or we can disappear into the underbelly of the city as criminals. What is the plan?
You three are not associated with Pommel's crimes there. And I have a hat that can disguise me as someone else.
Not to be that person, but you all except Navin walked into that place where they.
Not that evening, though, right?
No.
And there was
Like
a lot of blood.
everyone was alive when they all left.
Yeah.
But we're whiteys.
We'll come back and like, oh, he's not here. Oh, shucks. Oh, we're really angry. You lost a friend. Gosh.
And I mean, they did cast a spell to, be able to track us. So I mean,
No, there wasn't tracking.
me.
It was basically
Was
if you don't uphold the contract, then you're basically so the way Gaius works is that you are forced to take the actions necessary to fulfill the contract, which is to rid. So you all now already have this compelling in your minds, which are telling you to go north a couple of days to get to the city, and then to try and help that city with its.
Does Garrus know if dispel magic is a play that could be made here?
Yeah, you can if you want to fry your brain.
So
Dispel magic.
in the morning, we go to the temple. Like, just so you know, we're gonna go and do the werewolf thing now. Oh, what? Oh no, what? What happened here? Oh, what?
Somehow I don't think they'll buy that, Eli.
That's the best. That's the best play we've got so far.
Cohen.
And you just managed to get out of bed by yourself and walk up the steps. Yes.
Could just tell them the
Punch.
truth, right? They didn't
That's
say you
fine.
couldn't tell them the truth, and that would give them warning that this presence is around. You've done nothing wrong. You did not kill those people.
This is true.
It's really bad screams. I wanted to have screams. But
We
what's
could
this?
always enter.
Yeah.
We could always
That's
stab you and say the vampire did that and leave you bleeding out on your cords.
You hear this outside, Cohen. You're muted, by the way. You hear it outside in the city.
Oh
Screams.
no.
You're muted.
shit, I run out.
Sure, like we're talking far away, probably across across the pond, I would say.
It's just someone getting murdered.
Yeah, but it's not one.
That's a lot of them.
Start spreading, and you just hear like being spread out, and like immediately light starts turning on outside, and it's not just this normal like nice little light that you can see from the lampposts, but this bright flickering orange, and as you look out you see several parts of the city burning.
Oh fuck.
And I think with your perception you probably see a few figures up in the sky flying about and then diving down,
What is
getting people.
Dragons? Are you
No,
fucking
we're
kidding me?
talking human-sized people. And
Mini dragons? That's
then
even
flying
more.
down, probably
They can
grabbing
get
somebody.
everywhere.
And then you see them like bite their necks, drop them down, and then swoop down and take another person,
shit,
bite their
okay.
neck and drop.
Okay, I go inside. I barricade the
Th-
doors
This is
that
like
I.
you see this from your room, and
Ye-
and then you
Oh.
hear like at the downstairs, you already hear like, bonk, 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 bonk.
Yeah, I rush down there
you-
because I'm not gonna let them get hurt.
No, you see like the tavern keep is already barring up the doors, and you see a very sleepy daughter in the hands of the mother. She's like standing there. All of the other patrons have rushed down as well. This tower is luckily enough only with one entrance, so it is very defensible. But the scream's spreading quite quickly.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know if my friends have followed me or not, but
Yeah,
They
I think
would
so. Yeah,
hear
Cohen
the
runs over.
screams
Yeah,
after
yeah.
a bit.
this isn't a normal occurrence, right? In Redilla.
God no. God no. It probably has to
Okay,
do something
good.
with the vampire
know.
that was just talking with you guys.
Someone didn't have their
Probably.
bow on for several days. Oh shit!
Oh, there can't be a connection there. Really? No.
It's all your fault, Eli. You didn't hold the bow. Okay,
Eli was rich.
I informed them immediately about it, and
Do you lot
Do my
have a
best to help.
vampire problem in your city?
Sorry, what did you say?
Do you lot, to the end keep, do you lot have a vampire problem in your city, by any chance?
Vampire? What? I just
Yes.
heard screams and I thought there was a riot again. Vampire?
yeah, let's not go outside.
Right, you said.
You see him like take another few like tables and he like looks at Navin like, help me with this, please.
Yeah, I help.
Yeah, you help. And he's like, yes, it's riots. I mean, the Sultan is taking outrageous prices for everything to fund the war, and people are very unhappy. It's been coming for a few weeks now, but vampires, this is surely going to turn things. He turns to the little girl who's kind of like, what's vampires, Daddy? What's that? And like the mum is kind of like, shh, don't worry, darling.
Hey, Anita, we're playing a game. I see in Darren
Like
East.
she looks to or the father looks to you and kind of just shakes his head, and then comments just, please don't lie to my daughter. I understand your wish
sorry.
to do good, but I will deal with the parenting. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I'm sorry.
And he
I
kind
can
of
spend a few minutes setting up alarms around the perimeter, but that's all I can do. Can't defend anyone very well in this state.
I have quite a few, and he like walks behind the bar, and like you see him pull something, and then lift up a trapdoor, walk down, and you hear like click, crank, just a lot of weird noises, and then just doot, 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 doot. He comes back up. Ah, there we go. Should be all good.
Right.
Don't go outside.
Look at the barred door like, I wasn't planning on it. The
I
riot just
start
came to this
setting up
place.
boards.
Yeah.
Where will the rioters go?
Sorry, say that again?
Where will the rioters go? What area are they trying to?
You said that there was vampires, that this wasn't the riots.
I think it's just I don't think vampires would do anything like this.
Something swooping out of the sky and grabbing people off the streets. Back home, it would normally be
I mean,
vampires
it's only
or some
Cohen
other.
that has seen that, if I'm going to be honest, with
Yeah.
his high perception. So nobody said it, and Cohen's looking very weird as people are saying vampires, and then him standing there. I think at this point, like, everybody probably, like, looks at the person standing awkwardly into the room, like, you know, like this, just like...
Yeah.
What did you see?
I saw figures moving around in the sky.
His very
Human.
leathery, dark skin goes pale, like, takes a very big swallow. Right, so vampires then. Maybe we should all sleep here in the common room, or yes, we should all sleep together, right, honey? Could you go and fetch mattresses and beds, and then like you see the other pages? There's maybe in total you're a dozen people here, and it's a very large place, so there will be space enough.
Yeah, Nevin sort of groups up like the strongest, most like I don't know, armored men, and like like just point like just.
These are not other adventurers. Like these are traders and scholars and scribes. So
sort of like when like organize the defense, not the defense, but like
you
like,
see them standing there with like nothing in their hands, and then you probably like get. Do you get the idea that if you were attacked, you four are probably the only things standing? Technically,
but it's
three.
like the morale. Like okay, if anything happens, you stand here, and everyone has the role.
Did Navin or somebody bring Eli, or is he still up?
No, he's still upstairs.
Yeah,
just like
upstairs. Yeah.
Okay.
Navin, I didn't want to bring him because he didn't come with us when we came in.
Yeah. So Eli, you see then still sitting there, a dark shape kind of flying down, and then you don't see like the shape, but you see on the glass window blood appear, and it spells
outside the room.
Yeah, so outside it spells good luck, less than 3.
Less than 3?
Yeah, the heart symbol.
Oh, right.
Good luck. It's less than 3, which means that 4 is superior.
Yeah, it's good luck, and then there's a little heart symbol.
Yeah, then there's a heart. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. It just takes 2 years for me.
And there's probably just for the hell of it, you see like the mist of 2 lips appearing as well after the heart.
Oh, really?
Once we start gathering the others, I'm gonna go up and check on Eli and just
How broody is he?
Does that mean what I think it means, Tim?
I don't know. What does it mean to you?
I'm not sure that's something Lady Pommel would leave me.
I mean, who else? It's probably a very like, hi, I've just drank a lot of blood and infused a lot of people with vampirism, and I want to fuck with you a little bit more.
Right, okay. All right. How much is he brooding?
How big is the caterpillar as Cohen comes in the room?
Yeah, he's like 150% like in on himself. Like he's not even aware that he's brooding. He's brooding so much. Yeah, he's coalescing shadows right now.
Everything around him is brighter.
Yeah.
And just and like you can't even see him.
No,
and he's just like everything that's been said, everything that Lady Pommel said is just running over and over and over in his mind, and he's just analyzing it, and what does this mean, and what does this mean, and
Eli, come on.
No,
and
before you even get to Eli, you open the door and you see the blood good luck heart symbol. That's the first thing you see.
I got it. I take him, I just grab him, I don't give a shit, and I drag him with me.
Grab him. So you go there, so what you see in the chair is just a blob of shadow. And when you go to there's just shadow. I mean, it's Eli shaped, but you go and your hand just into the shadow, and then when you go back, I think at that point, the broodiness, you kind of it's just no, and then Eli, you hear the voice, and I think at that point you snap out, and Eli kind of materializes back in.
That was weird. We're talking about that later. Come on.
You just drag this sack of potatoes out of the room
I do,
while he's still brooding over what's on.
He hasn't given me the time to brood like that, so I'm not giving that to him either.
There's like a slug's trail of shadow being dragged behind me.
Yeah. He's just like doom, doom, doom,
I just have this figure of Cohen like dragging Eli, his feet just scraping on the ground, just looking incredibly like there's
I'm not that wimpy. I'm
I mean-
actually kind of strong.
But would you pull him up like a bag of potatoes over your shoulder?
Well, I mean, I will make sure that I don't hurt him.
I mean, dragging his feet isn't gonna hurt him.
Every doorway, the head just like dunk, dunk, dunk.
There's
I'm
a
gonna
blob
try
of
to-
shadows
I'm-
left in every impact.
I'm gonna try to do the fireman's thing at first.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean that's fine. I think a little bit. What do you call it when like? You feel-
Adrenaline.
No. When you as a person feel like you're being belittled almost, it's a belittling experience for Eli, brooding in Cohen's arms, and he's just laying there, knees. What do you call the back of the knees? The back of the bendy part.
I
English.
don't know. What is
Yeah.
that called? The knee crease?
Vad fan heter
bendy
det på svenska?
part.
The knee pit.
Knäböj.
Knäböja.
The
Uh,
leg
knee-
pit.
The knee bend. I don't fucking know. The
Uh,
knee bend in over one arm,
Knee.
and then underneath your back, and then into your armpits and the other, and you're just laying there, and like, still big parts of your body is still just like shadowy liquid, and it's like, it's nice. You don't feel your body as this is going on, and then your like presence with the Shadowfell runs out, and you're back to normal, and everything just hurts again, and it's just like you feel every like step of Cohen going down.
Yeah.
You get into the common room where there's several mattresses being put up. There's a little fire going on. There's this little cute girl helping, like pulling out pillows for everybody. Wearing a very super fancy night dress that's like almost like a little tooth fairy that she's running around in. And then
I need incense and powdered silver if any traders are here.
nobody responds to you because you're speaking common.
Now we will like get a place next to the door, like sleep, like
Yeah.
leaning against it basically,
Sure.
and just like make sure everyone sees, like sort of like instill a bit of calmness in the people who are more scared.
Indeed. The screams have diminished almost completely. There's still like the light of fire and such outside. But I mean, if it's a riot, then it's even worse than vampires, most likely. I think at this point, like there's so much fatigue in all of you that the moment that you kind of get propped back up, even with the danger of what's outside, you all kind of just get lulled to sleep when you hear Anita's mother sing a little lullaby for everyone, more or less, just a very calming, nice lullaby set in a perfect rhythm, and then you just feel yourself drift off. And especially Nevin, I think, waking up with the panic, grabbing your hammer and everything, just like, shit, did I fall asleep kind of deal. And then like just you're here, everybody's safe, nothing's broken. You're the first one to wake, I think, at this point. Weirdly enough, Garrus has fallen asleep as well, which is extremely weird. And I think Garrus is the one that sleeps the longest because of this. Brain is very exhausted. And I think at this point, Tim needs a little pee break, and we'll go to a quick break for everybody. So we'll be back in 5-ish minutes, maybe 10.
Yay!
See you in a bit.
Vampire City bad.
Vampire City bad. Please help. I don't like it.
I
Oh.
want to go back
Great-
and
great
wait.
name
I
for a
don't
band.
like it.
Stakes out in Vampire City. Yeah.
Catch us
Vampire
in
City's-
next episode where we have a new party because they've all died. I like Sarah's reaction is just before, like I say, is when we have a new part. Nice.
No, I have to do it backwards. No,
No.
because it's
Oh,
backwards.
No, it is.
right.
Wait,
No,
No,
on
it
the
shows
stream,
up
yeah.
right on
It
the
says
camera.
freak
Is
out.
it?
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
it's right on the stream.
It is.
Yay!
It's all good.
Oh, good, yo.
Nice.
Mm.
So we, I get so upset though that you don't have a scissor in your home that you can cut it nicely. That you've ripped it.
Yeah, I did. But
Yeah. Okay. You know what I'm gonna do because of that? I am going to take a D6 of inspiration because your poor
What?
work. Yeah.
That's
Hey,
bullshit.
dude, hey, dude,
Come
hey,
on,
listen here, dude. Okay, I did that for a reason. I didn't want to get up out of this chair while you were role playing with Eli, so that's why.
Mhm.
Mm.
So do you know another
It
thing you
adds
can
What?
do
character.
is you can get yourself wireless headset.
I
and
know,
you
but
can
it's
listen.
expensive.
Yeah, I mean, you just said that you had a very wealthy father.
Shut up! That's not what you're saying downstream. What the fuck?
No, I didn't finish that. I
Nope.
just have to poke my place. Oh, that's so nice.
Oh well. Gonna take a D12 in inspiration.
You just give yourself. Only the DM can do that. You don't have the power.
Oh, I can.
Oh,
I
you can
decided.
have much inspiration as you want. You're gonna need it. So you wake up.
GM, I'm assuming that Garrus is feeling pretty drained by the
No,
next morning.
no, other way
Next
around.
zombie.
You're feeling very refreshed, but in a how to explain this? So when you wake up, it's a little bit like your mind has come out of a fog. When you then look in your spell book, the 3 spells that Ixtol wrote in or wrote over rather, are flickering. It's like, sometimes they would say, of course, fear, and then sometimes it would say foresight or whatever the first level spell was that we got away. I can't even remember. Yeah. And it's very weird, like his presence is being jammed almost.
Check my arm.
It is like limp at first, like it's just hanging there, and you look at it and you can't control it.
Just
You've gotten
sitting
fucked up, Sid.
having everyone else around watching me talk to my arm. Does it look like it's healed over from last night, or
No. It's still burnt and such, but the little healing from Cohen has covered most up. But it's still like you can see underneath the flaky parts of your skin that it is still like shadowy. So it's not flesh and blood underneath it.
I get the sense that this is probably damage from last night that hasn't recovered yet?
It's hard to tell. I mean, you know so little about him and the Shadowfell. So it's
I'll basically, when I wake up, I'll move over to Eli and just sit there until he wakes. And then when he wakes up, I'm gonna be, Eli. What?
You wake up to Cohen in your face.
Can I like move and feel my limbs now?
Yes, you can, but you would probably wanted another 4 hours of sleep, maybe 10.
Okay. I kind of like slowly begin to wake and immediately like reach out, see if my staff is about, but it isn't, and then see
It's there.
Cohen looming
How does how does vampire things work? I mean, can we go outside? Is that how does that work?
Oh, good morning.
Oh,
What?
sorry. Yeah. Well, I mean, since yesterday we were attacked by well, your enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if we should watch out for something special.
So, out of character, sorry. As soon as Eli found out that the Pommels were vampires was the night that he fled,
Yep.
would it stand to reason that in the time between then and meeting the party, he had done some research into vampires?
If you feel that he would have been comfortable going to such public places after he has been shunned and told to fuck off after having been like, oh, hey.
Yeah. Only after
Meeting Anton.
Yeah, only during his time with Anton. So if Anton had any materials, that would be the only way.
Roll me an intelligence check, please.
Okay.
See that big brain being used?
The elder brain.
Nice.
Oh, not really.
I don't know.
I mean, it's not
I know
only
they're
that,
scary. You
It's
should probably
also
run away.
more that the text that he has or had when you were off duty and you tried to read them, they were in the language that you didn't know. So you had to sit with like the encyclopedia where it's like translating, so it would be like very slow. And
Like one word at a time, yeah.
yeah, and you're not a very smart person, so it went even slower because of that. So you
Yeah.
have like, I mean, vampires. They're part of the night creatures. They suck people's blood. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Honestly, Cohen, I have no idea.
You see him like making that, like there was probably just because
Yeah.
there was probably this bad, like you've probably seen in the Pommels something, this very bad smut novel or something,
Yeah.
where there's like suck the blood.
There's a parallel version of Eli going, are they actually bad? I have no idea. I just read the word and thought, I don't like that. I best change my whole life based on this presumption.
Yeah, I'll just all right. Yeah. Fine.
And then suddenly you hear
good
from
night.
the outside, Rashan, take down your forts, your defenses. You see the tavern keeper kind of stir. Ah, I know you're in there,
Hi.
Rashan. Take it down. We've got the Imperial Guards. and
Oh,
a
I
few
hide.
priests. You see Rashan kind of just stand up and like, I guess he goes down and you hear that. And then he comes back out. And he like looks at Navin and like, could you please just help me?
Hi. And I start moving the tables away.
Yeah, and then he gets to the nails and he stands there with only a hammer. Like, I think that the crowbar is out in the shed.
I try to get my hammer in, or I just pull with
you
my
could
strength.
probably just pull with your strength, just like.
Yeah. If it's not enough, I'll just boom and make myself bigger.
Yeah. So he opens the door. Looks out. There's bright light shining. You probably see like on a few parts of the grass there is like this ash burning at the moment. Like skeletons slowly turning into ash, and you see just this brimming white battalion of warriors standing in front of you. The their gold and white armor like just splendidly showing, and then you see the dark orange and red coats of a few Aslar priests, and you see a man step forward that you know who it is because you met him yesterday, and Ingrani kind of just steps forward and nods to the man that probably spoke or yelled, and the men start fanning out around the tavern and start going through and such. And before he kind of goes off, he just looks. Has there been any vampires in here? And the tavern keeper just kind of shakes his head and he kind of nods. Seems like you got these at least. And he points to the shard corpses. The priest kind of walks up to Navin, I suppose, because he's like the one at the door.
Yeah.
Would it perhaps be possible if your friends and I could speak privately?
Have we? Because I didn't go into the temple, did I?
Oh no, that's
spoken
true.
with him before?
That's
Yeah.
true. So he
That's-
would be
yeah.
like go past you and kind of stick his head in,
Yeah.
and then he would see
I'm there.
Eli,
Yeah,
and
I
he
probably
looks at
creep
you,
behind in the distance,
Yeah.
like, where's he going?
and he doesn't like when he looks at you. It's not like malintent or
Yeah.
anything. He just looks at you. I need to speak with you, and privately, preferably. Not just you, but all of you. And he kind of gestures too. And he sees like the man looming over him. He kind of like turns his head, guessing that you have to do with them as well. Kind of nods. Well, get whatever gear you have.
course.
There might be still a few ones in the shadows. Just caution. We can talk out by the water. They
Can
step
just
My
up.
bag
someone-
and stuff in.
Run upstairs and grab my staff for me, please. I'll need it to walk today.
Why don't you just soup it into your hand?
I could zoop it into my hand. Yeah. Totally right, I can do that. I'll zoop it.
Nice. The priest would probably rummage through his pockets and pull up like a small protein bar and hand it out towards you. This should help you feel a lot better and remove the fatigue at least a little bit.
Was it like 80% dates,
Yeah.
20% macadamia nuts, and dark chocolate,
Yeah.
just pressed?
It is.
Yeah.
It is very refreshing. You feel
Cool.
if you eat it, it's more like
Oh, yeah,
citrusy.
sure.
Yeah. It's very citrusy and very refreshing. And when like you got a few swallows and you start walking a bit, you start like leaning less and less on your staff.
Okay, awesome.
So he looks to Eli just dead into your face, walks up, puts his hand on your shoulders and looks you dead in the eye. Did you do what happened yesterday in the church? He doesn't
I
move
did.
from all the spit. I mean, he asked if you killed them.
I saw. I'm sorry. I'm not responsible if that's what you're thinking, but I was there and I saw what happened.
Because we got a few dead clerics and apostles, and they're killed with seemingly bludgeon to the head. He turns to the staff, which probably still has the blood on it because you haven't
Yeah.
cleaned it. And it looks a
I-
bit weird.
We'll hand it over to him and allow him to inspect it as I explain
Yep.
what happened in the temple the previous night.
Yep. He looks at it without touching it, and then he listens to your story. And again, he's just looking you straight in the eye, and you feel that when he is looking you straight in the eyes, you cannot lie.
Not that I was trying to.
Yeah, but it's just like even
Yeah.
if you were to misspeak, like you can't
Go
even
on.
misspeak. That's the
Right.
weird thing. So it's just like you either tell the truth or you're what? And I'm assuming that you're
Yeah.
telling the truth.
He
He kind of
was.
nods. That is a terrible thing to happen. But I'm glad that it wasn't you per se.
I'm sorry that my presence has brought such disaster to your city?
Weirdly enough, I think that this has brought more calm than disaster. Because now the
Go on.
people have a common enemy to unite against that isn't the Sultan. And it will keep the streets clear of hatred and vengeance towards him for quite some time. So, with the few deaths yesterday in comparison to a full-scale riot, well, I'll take a few vampires over that.
Assuming you don't have an endemic on your hands.
He turns to you. Even then, we'll still take it. We have enough clerics and paladins within the walls to deal with that. However,
Yep.
I would advise you to perhaps leave for a few days so that your presence isn't further ruinous towards your own good in the city.
Of course.
I have quite a few angry acolytes and even the higher priests asking to bring someone responsible. And he again looks to the staff and looks to you. Even if I believe you because I met you and talked to you, doesn't mean they will.
I understand. And however sorrowful this day, it is strangely comforting to know that we have a common enemy.
Yes. Well, this was a long night for me, and now with the sun rising in the sky, Asalar is watching over us, and I can rest until the night again. Will nod and kind of start walking away.
So that
If you need me, then you can have Rajan here send word to the temple. I would, until I have said otherwise, advise you to stay away.
just nod in understanding.
In the meantime, I suppose you can do and clear out that town north of here.
Do you have the name of the town?
Most hamlets don't really have a name.
Okay.
You'll notice it when you get there. It's small.
Understood.
And he leaves. And as he does, you see the captain of the guards kind of yell to his troops, and they come scurrying back after having looking through most of the places, and they start walking northward with the priests and make a loop and start going through other buildings. You see several parts of the city where there's like small clouds of smoke kind of rising from even the streets and such here, probably from charred vampire corpses. Or in this case,
We need to stop going to cities. Every time we do, it seems like we get somebody innocent killed. Kellen, can I ask a favor of you?
Not there. I've hid.
Kellen? There is...
I don't know. I saw him inside before.
Oh, we should probably find him quickly. We don't want to be separated.
Aye. It's time to leave, I suppose. Give it a few days. We never get to enjoy the stay. We always just keep getting pushed one way or the other, but I suppose we're on the right way.
Who knows, maybe one day we can do the pushing for once.
That would be nice. Someday.
You hear weirdly in the sky somebody just saying, "I doubt it."
Curse you gods!
And back inside. Is Cohen still here? Do I see Cohen around, or? Go in.
Perception check to find him. Cohen. Psst, 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 psst. Cohen.
You see from the shadows just this long black hair around the corner. Like, do you have beer to taste it? To lure me in with. Then he sees Eli. It's like,
Ooh, better.
I'm assuming that you find him somewhere. Where would Cohen have hit?
The most secluded area where the most secluded area possible.
Okay,
Wherever
you don't
it is.
find Cohen.
Yeah.
Now I would look under the bed, but probably Cohen would go back to the bed. But that's where Navin saw him hide last time.
Yeah, you hear them yelling for you though, Cohen. Would you come out?
Yeah, I come out
Okay. You
after
see,
a
like,
while, and
opening this weird ass cupboard comes like falling out of it with a lot of utensils.
hi.
Are you okay?
Yeah, never better. They are they gone?
Aye.
Good. So what's up?
We'll have to leave. No time to stay here.
Good. Where are we going?
It's a small hamlet.
Deal with the lycanthropes.
We're leaving. All right. Yeah.
Sorry, going. I know this is hard.
To leave? No. It's
The other
fine.
way.
Yeah, let's just Yep. I just gonna warn you, if I see soldiers or anything like that, I am not gonna stay with by your side.
If you run away, it might arouse their suspicion, though.
Yeah.
Owen's quick enough that I don't think he'll be seen if he doesn't want to be.
Yeah.
If you
Let's
want
go.
to talk about it, so then we're here. But yes.
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather not be here, so I'm fine with going wherever you guys want to.
All right.
I want to go up to the owner, the Rejan.
Yep.
Go up to him. Excuse me, Rejan. I have a favor to ask.
He kind of nods. What?
We have business outside of town for a few days. Our benefactor, or patron who paid for the stay, might come looking for us. If you would take a message if he should arrive before we come back, if possible.
Kind of nods. Sure. I suppose.
Tell him we'll be back in.
Seeing you go already, and like as he says this, Anita says, "What, are they leaving already?" Like jumps up and like jumps towards Cohen. I want a hug.
Yeah, I take her up. After I get permission from the dad.
Yeah, I mean,
or the
like,
mom.
yeah, he would nod.
Yeah.
I lean in closer to the dad, like so the girl doesn't
Yeah.
hear, like, tell him that if we're not back in a 10-day, to leave without us.
Kind of nods.
And then, like, hand and like shake.
Yeah. You feel her very adeptly hug you, and then her slippery ass fingers grabs your necklace and kind of pulls it off you and onto her. It's like, shh. This is very pretty.
It looks good on you. I think you should have it.
This is the amulet of proof against detection and location.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm like, yeah, it looks really pretty. Sneak it.
Yeah. As she kind of like is on her way, kind of putting it back over your head, she's like, I only wanted to try it. You hear in your head, Cohen, could you please come? And then like it gets put on. And that was Jorah's voice.
Oh, I hang it back on her
Yeah.
and just
And then
quiet.
the the last part would be like, miss you if you're close.
Yeah, I just use sending
Yep,
right away.
sure. What
Uh,
do you say? So, like, you juggle this girl as you're using
Yeah.
the signs.
I'm like, and then, but yeah, I go
Yeah.
over to Navin, I think, and just hand her over like that. And just, yeah, and just like, I'm in Radilla. I'm kind of okay. There was an attack of vampires, but I'm okay. How are you?
Glad you're okay. If you're that close, could you come home just for a bit? Haven't seen you in forever.
No matter what it takes, I'm gonna come back to you. I'm coming home.
Like now, or when
Oh,
you're done with whatever you're doing?
I have to help my friends. But as soon as that's done, of course.
So okay, sure.
Like in 2 weeks, maybe. 1 week, 2 weeks. I don't know.
Okay. I'll be waiting.
Love you.
Do you really say love you though?
Would I not?
I mean, wasn't it you that told me that there was a specific phrase that you say?
That it was a say if what?
Wasn't the phrase that you said like when you said, or was that when you started the sendings? Because I remember
I did mostly that to just make sure that
that it's
it
him.
was him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure,
So
sure.
but this time around I would say I love you.
Yeah, then he would too, and yeah, that ends it.
But I will cast it again.
Sure.
No, you hang up. No, you hang up.
Yeah.
So you used the last.
Yeah. Because I want to check if this is fucking Demos, because it could be.
I don't think you can.
This is Demos we're talking about. If they're
talking about him as well.
Slightest possibility, he probably can do it.
Yeah, I'm just like in my mind. When you're casting sending, it's like your inner voice.
Yeah.
No matter. So if Demos would do it, you would probably hear the hellish voice, like of his demon.
Yeah.
Form.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Then I don't send it again. I just say I love you.
Time?
I think, yeah. I mean, at the same time, it would be fun deceiving people with that.
He could be controlling and making him Kyle.
But then it wouldn't matter because then he would still be able to say the same thing. But yeah. Cool. Again, I'm actually going to have to wait with that ruling it over and see what we get later. So for now, let's say that the phrase is there and both of you say it. And then I'm assuming that you guys saddle up.
Yeah.
I take back my amulet.
She would have like, oh yeah, she's holding it. No, you don't. She runs away and starts like playing hide and seek or tag. So she just like zoops around the tavern.
I look at the others and just like, should I get it?
I think you should.
Cohen is big and slow.
No, you have to.
We'll wait.
I wonder where she went. Is she under here? No. And I'll just start
Yeah.
playing with her.
So you start doing that. You more as a game where it's like, oh, I'm gonna find her easily, and then after a while, it's just like, hey, you don't find her. So you start like searching for real, and it gets like, where the fuck is this girl? And then eventually you see, like similar to your couple almost, there's like this small door that's
Yeah.
probably used for utensils and such that is implemented in the wall, so it doesn't even look like a door. And you see it's like she missed closing it just barely, so you can see that little extra spring that you cannot open. And she's just like boo, and then like tries to run underneath you and away. But I'm assuming you can just like
Come here,
stop her,
you little rascal, and I'll sweep her up
Yeah.
and just hold her very closely and
Yeah.
just. I am so sorry. I did try to do that the bow thing with that guy over there.
Yeah,
But
she looks at Eli. Oh,
yeah. But, I don't have another bow. Do you?
I do.
Cool.
We can
Okay,
trade
let's.
bow for
Yeah.
this.
Yes. Cool.
She nods.
Okay, so yep, and I'm gonna make sure
Yeah.
that he has it on. Eli,
Cohen.
this here is Anita, and
Hi.
she is bestowing on you the greatest honor you will ever receive.
She
Here.
pulls out a pink ribbon from her dress. This can go on your staff. Makes it less scary.
I agree.
Wouldn't want to appear scary.
That's a bad thing.
I'm just imagining the town guards walking up to like 3 convicted murderers. All have bows in there.
She very adeptly creates a bow on the top of your quarterstaff, and then kind of just makes it very nice. And then as you let her down, she runs over you and kind of holds her mum in the hand as she smiles to you and gives you a very gracious bow to thank you for the time. And
I do even,
yeah.
like the slaves would do with royalty, basically.
That would be like
Not royalty.
looks on you.
Not royalty,
Yeah.
but yeah.
And then,
Eli'd probably see the bow on the staff and then just like clench his jaw and grip the staff like quite, and then like giving a side glance. Yeah, great growl in common. Give a side glance to the others and then would walk
Eli,
over to
don't you fucking
Anita.
dare.
Would walk over to Anita as she's hugging her mum, would go down on one knee and say,
cough her in the face. Yeah, say.
I have something for you as well, if you'd like.
You have a present for me? Oh, yes.
Something like that. And Eli pulls out the ornate dragonfly that he found off the ghost girl in the Underdark. The brooch.
Yeah.
And he very awkwardly hands it out towards her.
The mother would take it and put her hair up in the brooch.
I don't think it's cursed.
I mean, it's good that they don't understand you because you're speaking.
Yeah, I
another
looked at
language.
you.
And then he gets up. That's the best he can do.
Let's even test it on a child.
I look at you, Eli, and I'm like, "You serious?" kind of thing, and just say that in common.
Yeah.
I just, are you serious? You don't know if it's cursed or not, you fucker?
I can't take it back off her now. Then I'd definitely be a douchebag.
Yeah, but
I think it's
But
fine.
little girl, why is there a ghost over there now?
I haven't seen any ghosts. I haven't seen any ghost children since we left that place.
Well, that's because
think
Garrus
it's
ate
fine.
her.
fuck.
You
think-
cast,
Okay,
haven't
no,
you cast
no.
detect magic before?
Me? No,
Yeah, no.
I don't have it. But I look up to the mother and
Yeah,
I'm like,
she's like brimming with joy, holding her child up and looking at the brush in her hair, and then they start going out the back.
I have a better gift.
She turns like very questioning, like, what?
That was actually my mother's brooch.
Roll me a deception with disadvantage.
Fuck!
You are not getting this one. There is no way Cohen can keep a straight face. Lying to the child's mother. Disadvantage, Sarah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you this, that you can start the sentence, but Cohen can stop before he starts talking because he realizes what an utterly shit idea it would be to finish that sentence.
Yeah. Never mind.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have good safe travels.
Yep.
She turns around, and you don't see wisps coming out of the brush or the dark
Not
evil
yet.
aura.
I sneak past Eli when we're heading out, and I'm like, if anything happens to that girl, I'm gonna kill you first.
You guys can discuss a little bit about when you guys go and how you're gonna do it. I'm gonna go check it.
Well, I can tell you in vivid detail how I'm gonna stab you. Well, first of all, I'm gonna break.
Nah, she'll be fine.
Last we checked.
Worst case scenario, she gets a friend. Imaginary friend that like no one else can see. That would be
Look,
awesome.
I have a friend now. She tells me to
dead
do
people.
Look at all the scary things. Hi, Mom. Oh my god.
She's
You do this with
fine.
me, it just pulls it like half off like a
Fine.
hinge.
Hey, worst come to worst, it's a necromancer in the making.
I mean, it's not like we're fighting a lich or anything.
It's fine. We're not fighting him. We're just helping fighting him.
I mean, Eli did help. It's like, hey, give a hug.
Oh, and I do have a favor I'd like to ask of you. Once the all-seeing gods return to his chair to litigate this interaction.
Objection.
What?
Go ahead.
Oh.
Ixtal has been, I fear, pretty severely injured from the last interaction, and although I've been feeling a lot better about it, the fact is we need him.
Yeah.
Do you mind taking a look, seeing if you can figure out what might be?
Yeah. Right now.
We're on the road a bit. I'd rather not have to answer any more questions about this.
Cool. Okay, so right when we get outside, I'll do it. Sure.
Do we need any supplies for the few days we need to leave, or
even if we could afford supplies, which we can't, it's probably best to leave as soon as possible.
I'm sure we can round trip a couple of silver to get some food, but we do have some of the cubes I think left. But
let me clarify: we have 50 copper to our name right now.
You spent everything to keep me alive.
No, not just everything. We also promised to do another person a favor.
Yeah, and Navin sold his body.
Navin doesn't say anything, but he's not that good at keeping alive. He's like probably like.
Okay. Is there any way as a non-spellcaster that Eli could interact with a scroll of sending?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. That's fine.
We could, like we discussed, spend a few moments selling things, but that's also not a good idea. You should probably...
On finding out that they've spent everything to keep him alive, Eli'd go over and like pull out a pouch and hand it all over to Garrus. It has
I have money
5
too.
electrum and 291 silver.
Ooh. Yeah, I have 5 electrum as well.
Yeah, Ivan also has some pocket change, and it just looks at Garrus to see what he does.
Keep
Judge
holding
Pulls
that.
the
Judgingly.
back up, toss it to him. I will consider this out of your communal pay when the time comes. For now, keep it on you. If we get separated, it's probably best you have it.
Slap Ida like on the back and say like, "Won't get away that cheap," and then laugh a bit.
Oh. I have coin if we need it.
As do most of us, I think, but we don't have a lot of supplies, but we can get some rations if we need it. But I think we have enough food for a couple of days at least.
So I'm not sure if they're still good because I've had them ever since they washed up on that beach. But
No,
I still have
didn't we get some in?
Yeah, we did.
Do you have rations from the first session?
Not rations. The
No, you
I
have
mean,
tossed them
cubes.
away. You
The
have
cubes.
tossed them away, Gareth.
the cubes of nourishment.
Yeah, those are still there.
Yeah.
But Gareth, you have not kept rations for several months.
I have 5 days of ration left in my sheet, so I'm just.
The way, did we get a long rest?
Yes.
Because I haven't marked off anything.
Yes, you do.
Do we get HP from that long rest?
Yes, you do.
Oh yeah, can I get some HP back now? That I'm not a
25%
caterpillar.
and all hit die.
Okay.
25.
Oh, 25%. Okay, what's 25% of 60? Well, 10% is 4, 24. It was at 31.
60
That
is
puts me at
10% is 6, 12, 15. is what
Oh,
you get
that's
back.
significantly worse.
Oh.
Alright, I'll roll a hit die or 2 as well.
Yeah, ditto.
How do you roll hit dice?
You click on short rest and choose how many hit dice it is that you want to roll.
Okay, roll. 2. Wait, oh. 2d6 plus. Okay, forget. I'm really bad at this. Alright.
Hey, look, there's the Mummy Lord in the sheets.
My lord in the sheets.
It's not a
NPC on
no.
the streets.
So, the party.
But do we have rations enough to supply us?
I don't know. You were given a certain
Yeah,
amount
I'm
of cubes.
thinking.
I believe
How
we
many
have. It's been 4 days in the desert, plus whatever we took to get there. So we would have 3 days left of Ambrosia, roughly.
Didn't we give some to the horses as well?
You did.
Yeah.
Did I tell you how many you were given at the start?
10, if I remember correctly.
No, you were not given 10. You were given a Tupperware box filled.
Right.
So there was some 70 of them in there.
Fine then, yeah. Okay.
So you used for Christoph and horses. That's 5. That's 10 people. 4 days. You used 40 so far.
3 left.
So I'll just say we have 3 days worth of rations left for the Ambrosia.
Sure. And I think, from a standpoint of being smart, you probably want to eat rations normally yourselves.
Yeah.
And keep the other ones for the horses.
Yeah, so I'll try to find some sort of stall which has
Not a problem.
dried fruits and stuff
Yep.
like that.
80% dates, please. All food.
So
And I'll buy a chunk.
the just gonna double check if we check miscellaneous rations are 5 silver. I'm pretty certain.
No, 5 silver.
Silver and 50 bronze.
1 silver, yeah, 50. But maybe it's
Yeah, 1
higher
silver,
here.
50.
That goes against like
Yeah, it is a little bit more rations actually says. Yeah, so 2 silver per ration.
Okay. 2 silver.
How many
got
do
a
you want?
math.
You're 4 people. How many do you want? 10 days worth? Then it's 20. Oh, sorry, this
Yeah.
is 20. 20 for 1 person. So 4 people, it's 80. So it's almost 1 electrum. So you get back 20 silver. Remove 1 electrum.
Okay, yeah.
and
yeah,
get
I
back
do
20
that.
silver. And you can store them in the bag of holding, right?
Do you think spoil in the bag?
Nope.
Yeah, but do you put them in the bag, Gareth?
If we would, it'd probably be the safest place to keep it.
Yeah.
Although
So-
putting all of the eggs in one basket probably isn't the safest bet, so keep some rations on you. But
Evan walks up to
Sure.
Cohen Like when we're in the stalls and look for stuff, like, Cohen, do you know where I could find someone who sells weapons? Smith area, I suppose, but someone who has some kind of small arsenal to sell.
You see across the street, there's like another market stall where there's like scimitars and like some axes like this.
Yeah, I go to expect like, I'm looking for hand axes.
The entire city is like one big ass fucking market. It takes you a few stalls though until you find one that's actually good. And when you do find one that's of like actual quality, you'll pay 25% extra on the normal price.
I was gonna ask, like, maybe they're almost sold out because, like, if it's been a riot the day before, everyone's like, "Oh, I want to buy a weapon. I need to protect myself."
Nah, you're good shape.
So I'll probably buy 4 hand axes.
Yeah, so 4 hand axes, that's 12, and then an additional, so say 15 silver. So maybe there would be 4 each. Did you say 4? So 16 silver.
Yeah, 16 silver. I just hand it to him like normally. Like, it's good quality weapons, serves good quality payment. And I thank you.
Cool. I think out of the 10 that you bought, it means you should carry 5 on your person. Should you use the bag. So you don't saddle up, but you get back on your Alberian desert horses and ride off towards the north. As you do, the guards are very stingy, like looking at you. You can see the large, I was going to say brown, large dark circles under their eyes as they probably have spent the night either hiding or fighting whatever the fuck Aurelia did yesterday. And they just look at you and they're like, please don't be trouble. Please don't be trouble. And as you just ride past, they're like, oh, thank God.
I look exactly the same way at them. I'm like, please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. And then, okay, cool.
So you set out into a very warm day. The moment that you leave the outer barrier that is surrounding the city, it goes from the pleasurable 25-30 degrees to being 45 degrees. And it's on, like, for Navin in armor, it's not nice. But I mean, your armor is your way of life. This is my second skin.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Another warrior of a great mind.
Oh, it's as Sarah said the other day. I do know your characters quite well, and
Yep.
You're inside my head.
I am.
He is. I mean,
we can go back to the Mappily Bap, and for the next 2 days, we're gonna be on. Actually, you have very quick horses. Yeah,
we do.
You have.
While we're out in the desert, and presumably no horrible scorpions are chasing us.
Why did you remind him?
I mean,
that's what the screaming guards for.
What do you want to ask?
Might you take a look at Extol now that we're alone?
Yeah, when I know that we're safe.
Yep. What have you done with your limp dick hand, by the way? It's just hanging there.
Stuffed it back in my shirt.
Yeah, just
as best as I can. Exactly.
Yeah, like no, the entire arm is just like limp. So like even riding with one is kind of hard.
Do I if I cast like cure wounds or something on it, does it react?
Nope.
Oh. Yeah, this is beyond me.
I imagine it was due to the restoration effects. He's not dead yet, but do you have any speculation about what might be done?
I mean, I'm not good with shadow realm monster or creatures, but maybe just to talk to it and be nice. I guess. I mean, it sounds really simple, but maybe it works. I don't know. That was stupid.
No, it's good advice, Cohen. It's something I wish I had considered earlier.
Yeah, well,
Cohen's
yeah,
brain
just tell
grows an
me
extra wrinkle.
huh?
Cohen's brain grows an extra wrinkle.
What?
You got a little bit smarter.
Yay!
That was good advice, he said.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you, do you think he's gonna talk to you?
I think he can.
What's his name?
Ixtal. Or at least so he says.
Ixtal?
It's just limp dick syndrome on that arm.
Have you tried rubbing it?
Sarah!
Said you
Not bad
wanted more.
advice.
Yeah, that was the first. I think that was the first. That was the first in the campaign, I think, actually.
I think so too.
You've gone 23 sessions of keeping your Sarah in.
Streak broken.
Yeah.
Come on, you guys were all
It was a good
thinking.
streak, though.
Yeah, it
Thank
was
you.
a good streak. I mean, you should have seen her in previous campaigns where she was just like, yeah, pulling it out
Well, just-
wherever.
I mean, just check out my Monday games. I mean, I play a god of sex and love and
Nice.
everything.
Fits you perfectly then, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know.
Ixtal seems completely unresponsive. Weirdly so. And again, your mind is weirdly clear. And the further north, the more clearer your mind gets. It's as though Ixtal never opened the Shadowfell and you never lost anything to him. And it's surprisingly refreshing. Feels good, but still alarming because your arm isn't doing anything.
Garrus, while we're talking about your friend here, do you know there was something you pulled out of me?
Shot of your heart, I imagine a remnant. And I have to buy you to Sima.
Oh, that's what it. Oh shit! All right.
Something else that Ixtal has. At least part of me.
I mean,
I suspect. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ixtal.
Oh, thank you, Garrus, and thank you, Limp, Arm, Ixtal.
As you're riding further north, the scorching desert grows more present, and you leave behind the borderlands between savannah and desert. Your horses are extremely adept at running through the sand, and it's going ridiculously quick as you are running. Or as the horses are. You stop in the middle of the day, kind of give them one of the bites to make sure that they keep sustenance. And Cohen and Navin are starting to actually get hang of this and kind of not chafing your legs and balls anymore. So,
Yay!
Used to this.
During late afternoon, maybe 4 or so, even though like they're still bright as fuck, you see off in the distance, surrounded in a little bit of a sand dust cloud almost, there is a few buildings, maybe 15 or so in total. You don't see any figures moving. As you are moving closer, suddenly, Garrus, you fall out of the horse as Ixtal kind of wakes up for a moment. And he kind of just flails and pulls you down. And as you react, you see how he kind of, the hand opens itself and spits out the tablet that he ate in Tellet. And then just takes it and puts it in the bag of holding. And you see him doing so very weak. Like, imagine the first reactions were very strong, and then he grows weaker by the second, so he can barely hold up the tablet as he's trying to put it in the bag of holding.
I'll take it, put it in the bag for him.
Yep, you put it in the bag of holding, and then you just, like, the last... Before he goes limp again, you hear... I'm sorry.
Me too. Try and make something more productive out of this.
Okay, what do you do? Have a town in front of you, and
DM, I have a question.
yeah.
On my way to the Well of Life.
Yep.
Did I stop at this settlement?
No.
Do I remember? No. Okay.
I mean, why not, actually? For fun. Yes. You and Demos went through here when you went there. But it wasn't... It was like you went to an abandoned house and food was brought there. You slept and then you left. People seem to keep to themselves. Nothing much to it.
Yeah, I'll inform the others of that.
I'm assuming that you ride forward. Could I have a d20 roll, please, from everybody?
Should, before we move, and stop me if this is a bit more, because it probably should have been brought on sooner. Should we try and take a more quiet approach? I could pass without a trace us, get us closer. Oh, the city is abandoned, and we know that lycanthropes live here.
Cohen has also used 15 spell points to cast Sending 3 times.
It's important, yo.
And Cure
Keep
Wounds
it in
once,
context.
so 17.
Yeah.
Actually, it's 5 3 times, 15, so 17. Yep.
That's what cantrips are for.
Yep. I mean, you can cast Pass Without a Trace without a problem as you're riding.
I'll up it. Tell everyone to
Could
be
you
quiet.
roll me stealth.
Stare at Navin while I'm saying that.
I mean, does Pass Without a Trace cover
Nope,
that many
you get
creatures?
a plus 10. I mean, yeah, it does. It covers everyone in a large area.
Hey, let's do some
It's a
disadvantage stealth checks.
plus 10 to this,
Okay.
wherever you're rolling. So 20, 15.
15 is better
Stealthy
than
boys.
Bobo.
Our
Should
bows.
be
Yeah, our
No.
bows.
Hey, Garrus is stealthy.
Hey.
Let's see how stealthy Eli is.
Come on, Eli.
D20,
Stealth
yeah?
boy.
I don't know what your stealth is. So
Oh, just rolling stealthily.
yeah,
Okay.
the other d20 was for another thing.
I desperately need to get Warcaster because like 90% of my spells are concentration.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Oh, look at that. Eli disappears in the
Ooh.
dust. He becomes one with the sand. He's now
Yeah.
a sand warrior.
I'm a mirage.
You move forward, and most of you are stealthy. There's not much noise. There's only like whenever Navin isn't getting along with the horse, and there's like crunk a little bit, but it's still muffled by the dust that's kind of surrounding you. You come to where it's like 30-40 feet from the first house. Still no sign of any people, and you ride in. Dust kind of gets in your eyes, it gets in your ears and mouth and everything, and like you have to keep up your clothes and just try to keep it away from you.
Is the good, the bad, and the ugly playing in the background?
No. You ride past the first door of the house, and you see it's ripped off. You see large claw marks on the outside, bit of splatter of blood. You continue riding. See the next few houses similarly broken, torn. There's blood traces. And then you start getting toward the center of this little hamlet. You see a silhouette standing.
Humanoid?
Yes.
Does
Wolfie
anyone
boy?
have any knowledge or experience with lycanthropy?
No. I don't think that any of your researchers would have gone there.
Bro, I didn't even know vampires were like bad. So I know Eli don't know shit.
Yeah, Eli does shit. He still has only that smut novel in his mind where it's like the vampires soaked, but they didn't
It's
soak
the
blood.
Twilight Saga, is what it is. Eli's gonna ride towards
Yeah.
the figure.
Sure.
Never follows after.
You ride, and then just as you're kind of breaking the dust and coming out where like within visibility, you hear, "Ah, what a surprise to find you here!" And I think all three except Eli freeze as you see a 6.5, 7 foot tall man with not very, like, I think for a moment, no, he wouldn't do that. But he turns to you, clad in this purple dark armor. His golden brown hair flows out from the side, and skin tone isn't quite human, as you see a little sooner in front of you.
Fuck.
Unfortunately, I had Ben standing on wait to join today, but he can't make it. Unfortunately. He like looks at you all, and it's like, fear kind of spreading up. And Eli, you know that would you have had time? Yes, you would have, because he would have gone back. Anton would have said, like, yeah, I this is the boy that we kind of have to stop, He's come back.
That's what we're tracking these things for.
Yeah. So he quite quickly just, like, takes a quick spring up towards Garrus, grabs you off the horse. "You've got something that's mine!" And he rips Ixtal off you. Just clean off, just wet! And there's not enough time for you to register what's going on, as he then lets you go, takes this, like, shadowy hand that now turns into actual shadow, puts it out towards his side, and you see how his hand goes, like, into the air itself, and then he pulls out your actual arm and tosses it on the ground in front of you. There. All as it should be. And Garrett, now the pain hits you as you land on your ass, and the blood is just.
Oh, I try to, try to cure wounds on him.
Navin, you draw, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Don't bother."
It's already flying.
Yeah, I mean, sure, it flies,
Yeah.
but he would, like, put his hand up, it hits his hand, and it just lands on the ground.
I run to Garrus and, like,
Yeah.
shield him, and, face Ilutsuna and have my shield up and wait, like, cover Cohen and Garrus as they tend to his wounds. And grab the hammer back.
"I've had troubles locating you, maggots." He kind of stands up and starts sniffing. "What have you done with the tablets? Where are they?"
I just stare him down. Just look at him.
Eli's quiet, frowning slightly, squinting, just like taking in and absorbing in real time everything about this figure that
Yeah.
he has worked around.
Yes, at this point, I think it's fair to say is fading in and out of consciousness.
So I think with the healing, what's done is basically your wound is cauterized. So the blood is stopping, the pain is real, but at the same time, Garrus is a very hardy fellow. So I think that even if he would want to, unfortunately, I don't think he can faint here. You see your arm laying there, and the arm is also bleeding. So the arm itself is also like...
Shit, can I wrap it up in...
Yeah, you could probably
something?
cauterize that as well, if you would want to.
No, I'm thinking more a belt and just, tie it and just stop
Sure.
it like that.
Sure. If you do that, though, there will be no way of... Like, the top of the arm will die.
Ah, fuck. Yeah, okay, I cauterized the fucking wound.
Cauterize.
Yeah, cauterize.
You see, like, Nabin, as you're standing there with your shield, like, he just... yeah, testosterone man pulls out, this 6 feet greatsword, kind of places it in the sand in front of you, and kind of stands there holding both hands on the hilt.
Oh.
What a surprise seeing you here as I am creating creatures to fight for me. Ha! What a coincidence. I'm assuming you were sent here to stop them, were you not?
I just look at it and I don't respond. Yeah.
Ixtal. Where is he?
Back where he's supposed to be. In my realm.
What are you doing here? Why?
I just
Why
told
is
you.
it at every step?
I can understand you feeling pain from the wound and your mind not being clear enough. I'll tell you again, Garrus. I'm here to create an army. And I thought this is a good place to start.
Is Morgan there?
Of course. Do you want to... Oh, wait. And suddenly Morgan's face comes out.
Yeah.
You prefer it like this? Maybe I should even speak in his tone. Karen, please.
No.
Help me.
Please stop.
Karen,
Stop.
help me. I've given my life for you and you can only stand there, Karen. Ah, he is going to suffer more than all of you for making such a foolish idea. Except, of course, you, Cohen, because I promised him never to touch you. But your friends, though. Your friends. Ah.
You will fail.
Of course. Why am I standing here? Right. Where is Anton? Where is he? Shouldn't he be fighting me? Shouldn't he be trying to stop me? Well, Anton is gone. There is no more stopping me. He failed just like you will, and I'm going to enjoy every part of you. Failing, thrashing, and wanting nothing more than me killing you as you feel all the agony. I can only wait. Shadow spreading here, slowly but surely turning this into my realm. Yes. Yes, it will be just as it once was. There's nothing you can do. Nothing.
Neither does it me. We're all tired of running.
I'm not going to give you the opportunity to die here, Garrus. It's too early. You haven't suffered enough. You need to understand the scope of things before you die, because otherwise there's no fun. It's been boring for so long, and I can finally enjoy it here again after millennia.
What happened with Anton?
He pulls out a a small medallion that Eli would know Anton always carries around his neck, and he just tosses it in the sand in front of you.
Eli, jump off Reggie
Yeah.
and go and pick up that medallion.
Go and pick up that medallion.
Where does Briar fit into the scope of yours?
He looks very confused.
Okay. Just another puppet playing in the Shadowfell, from what I hear.
You would know
Eli,
this is the
no.
god.
Yeah, he's never met him, but
no, but
I'll-
Anton would have told you that Ilintasuna is a god that was banished by the wizards of Elastus into the Shadowfell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only reason we're not going bad is because this is like the smallest shard of him, basically, that's
Yeah.
manifesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we know that Briar has plans for Shadowfell, has been doing Shadowfell stuff, right?
So the thing
Yes.
about
Is
Briar
what's been alluded.
Mhm.
So Eli just wanted to gauge
Sure.
the reaction and what he's
Again,
seen.
he just looks at you very confused. Like this
That's fine.
this man, this shard, this single piece of an eldritch god kind of looks at you, and why would he hide, feelings? There's no deception really to this man. It's just like plain, he is strong, you're weak, he wants you to suffer in his face kind of deal. And when you say Briar, it's like, who the fuck is this man kind of deal.
That's fine.
No,
That tells Eli
yeah.
as much as he wanted to know.
Well, yeah, go ahead, Navin.
I'd like look at him and like, albino wyvern in the Saranir. Is that your creature?
No.
Bring your army, see how much good it will do you.
Oh, you want to...
Garrus.
He whistles, and
Garrus,
out
no.
from all of the houses, you see...
Every time, Garrus.
You see large shapes hunking towards you. Bull, bear, wolf. There are quite a lot of different lycanthropes wandering up towards you.
Yep.
I'm assuming it's Garrus versus them all because you don't want to fight them. It doesn't look like it, does it?
No, now we run, thanks, Ilintasuna.
Oh. When will you learn to shut your fucking mouth?
As long as I know what I'm facing, it makes my life a lot easier.
Well, I think it's time that you leave, isn't it?
Yeah, I get up on my horse.
Yeah, I'm on Reggie.
Yeah. As Garrus gets up, Ilintasuna kind of kicks the arm towards you. You should probably take this, shouldn't you? It's yours after all.
I lost that a long time ago. Right off.
You ride off. The horses are extremely afraid of the creatures, and I think that there would be like a few swipes at you guys as you're riding. So they're kind of jumping out, trying to get towards you. Most of you get out unscathed, but yeah. As you get out, there's probably this, you turn around, and just for a moment, there's no dust on the city, and you see Ilintasuna in the center, kind of just looking out over these creatures, and he turns and walks, and then there's just darkness that develops in, opens up into a large, 80, 90 feet wide portal that all of these creatures just walk into and then disappear.
Does the compelling feeling of having to go there and get that thing checked out and done, does that feeling feel like
Not really.
No.
Because the thing is that, yeah, the quest ends when you go back and he releases you from it.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, yeah. But in a way, we completed it.
They're all dead,
So,
Yeah. They're gone.
Oh my god.
And now it's nightfall because you have used all the time to get here. In one day.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fuck. Okay, and we can't go back.
Nope.
Oh my god.
Get some distance, I think.
What?
I think we should get some distance and set up camp in the morning.
Horses are weary already as is.
Yeah, and we figured that one out last time. That was a bad idea.
70 or 80, that's not good. It's unknown how many more he can create in a short time span. This was something that popped up just recently. So, assuming he can keep hitting small hamlets like this, we're looking at a number of 3,000 to 4,000 within a week, I reckon.
This must have taken some time though, right? They knew of this problem. Word does not travel in a day. But he's...
The issue isn't necessarily that it can be done, it's that it can be done wherever he wishes.
And that he's amassing an army.
This needs to end.
Eli, could you roll me a perception? I think it would be now.
Of course.
Okay.
Not
Thank you.
great. Do you have enough your magics to cash that hut?
Yeah. I am. Yeah. Let's do that. And I kind of wander around and a little bit like in a weird headspace, like a lot of thoughts just running through my mind as I just cast it, and yeah.
Damn it all. Damn it all. Can't we catch one day without something going wrong?
It is not our fate, I suppose.
See what remains of Ixtal. I look in the bag.
Yep.
Check for the shards to see if they somehow got shunted out of the bag during that interaction.
No, he probably put them there specifically for that reason.
I'm sorry. I acted hastily.
I think we couldn't have done anything different, I don't think. Still alive. Still fight. It's not over yet.
Sorry, DM. I can't access my spells.
Nani? Have you tried updating the...
Ilutosura!
Have you
Why
tried
have you done this?
reloading?
Yeah, I'll try.
His powers are immense!
As the sun sets, the shadow from the mystery peak almost reaches you. The massive mountain filled with, from what Cohen knows to be, Durigar and other creatures of the night. I mean, it is massively far away, so it's fine. Like, they won't go. But it's a very spectacular sight seeing the sun set above it. And as you are sitting here in the midst of the tiny hut, you have a few things to contemplate. You are barred from entering the Kingdom of Altwick again, where there's still several shards needs to be collected. Technically, there's only one, I guess. You have so many things still on your lists, and these powerful enemies closing in on you. And apparently now, apparently now there's no more Anton. There's nothing. Just you against whatever these creatures are. And they have shown in several ways just exactly how powerful they are. And I think with that, we are going to get a level up to level 7.
Yay!
Such a sad level up. We lost
It
2
is a
allies.
very sad level
Even more enemies. Like, oh.
Wait, 2 allies?
Yeah, Ixton.
Oh yeah.
Still an Anton.
Fuck.
Technically,
There is
Christoph
still
also-
to consider that little shard that's still in Garrus's heart, which he's probably thinking really hard about at the moment. We also lost Chris. I mean, he's not dead.
No, but he's
He's just
gone,
sleeping.
and you've been told very specifically
Yeah.
not to contact him, so you have no idea.
We couldn't contact him anyways, because he also has an amulet, doesn't he?
Yeah, sending technically doesn't stop
Ah.
that. I think because it's only like scrying shit and such. Yes, Sarah, what is it
Oh,
that
yeah.
you wanted to ask?
I'm counting.
Words? Sure.
Yeah.
Do you have enough spell mana points for that?
Yes.
Ah,
Just.
no. Sure.
Are we rolling hit points now, or do we do it
Yeah.
next time?
After this last interaction, I think. Yes. Sarah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll cast sending to Jorah.
Yeah.
And realizing that Ilitisuna is trying to fuck up everything on my homeland, I say to him, Jordan, pack up your things and my family. You have to head out of Baster. There is a god of death coming.
Okay. You just get a no. You need to come home now.
I don't have enough spell slots. He does. I hand the amulet to Navin. Just hand it over.
It works like so. Jorah isn't a. He probably had to purchase that sending for quite a lot of money.
Yeah.
To contact you to tell you to come home.
Fuck.
I think maybe I should leave it off with. Yeah, why not? 2 seconds as I just fix this.
Are you gonna break me again?
No, I'm not gonna break you.
I'm gonna destroy you.
I'm gonna break your loved ones in front of you.
I mean, yeah.
God damn. Tasuna is a mean motherfucker.
Yes.
I mean, all of them.
Tasuna though is perhaps like the most outwardly evil. Like no one abouched about it.
Oh yes, there is only evil with him. So this is what we are gonna read out, and we'll have Sarah read it out before we end this. So this is what is known about Basta.
Okay. Oh my god, should I read? Okay, I hate reading loud. Okay. Everybody, sorry for my lack of whatever. Okay. Basta is as far as anyone knows the oldest city upon Auber. It was created as a gathering point for the wandering tribes upon the Alberian desert over 5,000 years ago. At first, it was simply a gathering of huts that over the years grew into a simple town. The beautiful city in the depths of the Alberian desert? Yeah, Alberian desert now has only slightly more than 3,000 inhabitants. Many young people are far more attracted to the metropolis Redilla than staying behind in a city that holds barely no future for them. However, there are some adventurers that come to the city seeking to explore the unknown further north and east. In the oldest records found in the Pantheon, the tribes describe heavily armored men riding on tall horses attacking them. It is speculated that there may be land beyond the desert, and anyone that would find it would become a well known explorer. I'm sweating. Okay. Upon a small mound in the north part of the city stands a pantheon. The large building does not look like any other humanoid building ever constructed. The vastness of it could be compared to that of what the ogres built, but would be large even in that comparison. The current Pasha?
Yeah, that's mayor.
Okay, Pasha. Jadrev Vaslav?
Jodred Vaslav.
Thank you. Resides within the halls of the Pantheon. There are no records for when the Pantheon was built. It seems as though it always has been there. Although, along the eastern wall of the building is a massive circular contraption, 20 feet in diameter and slightly raised from the floor is a stone circle. Around the edges of the circle are weird symbols that to this day have never been deciphered. Those that do not believe that Gillis created humans theorize that humanoids came to Auber through this circle.
Hey, well done, Sarah.
I'm
You
so
did great.
sorry.
You did great. So the last thing that Jorah would send to you is stone circle sends magic pulses.
Oh, damn.
And that is what he would say.
Yay! So Tsutsune is really already there.
Sure.
I don't know. Yeah, I inform my friends of that fact and that the circle hasn't been cracked basically, and or figured it out.
Sure.
Right?
Oh, that's when you cracked it. That
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll say that for some reason, it seems like Jorah says that it is letting
Active.
through magic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
or-
active or something. I just figured that I don't know. I try to make him pack up his things and go, but he said no. He told me to get there as soon as possible.
I feel that as soon as coming onto this plane, there's no place to hide.
Yeah, but it's my husband. I can't leave him.
I think we know what we need to do then.
Aye.
As risky as it might be, as much as this might be a trap.
You mean that we should go there?
We can't head to the kingdom. And we'd always planned to head to Basta after Radilla.
Aye.
We need to get rid of the Gauss first, but that's the play to make.
I said we could find Kristoff as well before, but if his mission takes too much time, then we can't afford to wait.
But is he really dead?
Who?
Anton?
He's an eternal.
Yeah.
don't know.
During that evening, Eli would have been writing notes. Like family betrayed. Lady Pommel, Dash, Queen of Altwick. And something along the lines of whatever it is Briar is planning that we need to stop our investigation. Shadowfell about, and Lintasuna don't know shit about it. They're not like in cohorts with one another. Olivia, just a question mark. Amelia, dead. Anton, ...
So, when you're doing this, also, like, I think even at this point, even after everything that I said, the question in your mind is, why would Aurelia be telling you the truth about your family, about Amelia? Couldn't she just have lied? And I think at least there might still be some tiny shred, because if she is an evil vampire wishing to take over the throne,
No, she's a nice vampire.
and spread deceit, then why would she tell you the truth about everything?
That's definitely something that's playing on Eli's mind, but based on how easily she swooped in and just disarmed him, he's thinking she has no reason to lie based on the power difference between them.
Absolutely.
Because she sees him as completely vulnerable against her plans.
As for Briar, you guys have been getting some information that might have been lost because you haven't written it down or so. And from what Christoph had found when he left after having been rescued, is that it's believed to be that Briar is doing some Black Ops kind of mission to find this to use in the war against the Holy Darren Dominion.
Yeah,
that was
he was
hope.
basically tapping into the Shadowfell to shore up the power
or to send shadow creatures. Like, that was the thought, at least. Now, and then
might maybe working against Iltasuna, maybe not. Either way, just kind
that
of
is unclear. Then there's another one that I also want to make sure that you guys have and remember, which is from Eli, when one of the first sessions when you were talking to Christoph in the embassy, there was another family's name, the Alganza, which were told to be like the Pommel's right hands.
Yes.
And then there is a third family that you also know, but you don't know the name of, that are working together. And when Christoph was saying this, like, he was theorizing that these aren't families to initiate things themselves.
Yeah, I remember talk about this.
So there might be somebody still behind the shadows of everything that you have no idea who it is.
Okay.
Iltsuna's twin brother with a mustache.
I mean, Iltsuna is an entirely different thing. But I think with that information left, with us having an idea that we'll probably be going back to Redilla, or are we going out to Basta straight away?
I lost concentration.
I think we'll head back to Redilla
Sure.
and then to Basta.
Yeah. Sure. With that, I think that we are going to end today's stream. I'm gonna put it to the break screen if you want to find somebody to raid, Sarah, or should we skip that today?
No, I can find somebody to raid.
Then I'm gonna say goodbye, everybody, and thank you very much for joining us today at
thank you very much.
The episode's name might have not been referring to the party tying up loose ends. Maybe it was the NPCs and the baddies tying up loose ends.
Oh my god. You're so
Awesome.
mean.
Yeah. See you guys next week.
Bye.